What's going on, buddy? My name is Kyle. This is Hard Mode Activated, and today is a very special episode. I'll be watching my very first video that I uploaded to YouTube. Um, I guess this marks the 1 year anniversary of my channel. I've actually had my channel created a long time ago, but it took that long from creating the channel to actually uploading an episode to finally get the ball rolling. So this is the first video I ever did. It was for a game called Clannad. It has an anime and I think it has some light novels, but it's basically like any other what is it? It's a dating sim type game where you're brought in. Doki Doki Literature Club, Dream Daddy. All of those are the same styles of games where you go through the storyline. You basically are trying to get with a certain character that you're wanting, whichever one appeals to you most. And yeah, I didn't play for that long, but it was the first game that I played on the series on my channel. So I'm gonna go through and cringe at my playthrough of it. So let's do this. So before, I can already hear that loud audio in the background for this. Oh god. So first off, yeah. So January 14th. I'm recording this on the 10th, so it'll be out by the time it finally hits the 1 year. But hey, look at that, 184 views on this and 7 likes. Also, before I start the episode, I would like to just say thank you to everyone that has been watching me so far. All 114 of you. You are all fantastic, and I love all of your faces. I can't see all of them, but I love them all. So first off, that I want to point out in this is that I had started this intro, and I did this for a few games where I had the banner over the background that my friend Chrissy made for me, and she made a little hand and the text and everything, and then I wanted to kind of give the feel of a video game. You know, when you start a game, you are brought with just the new game feature, and then when you continue on, you select to continue from the main menu, and that's kind of what I was going with. But I noticed that a lot of people were clicking off the video in the first couple of seconds, so I thought I'll stop doing that because it feels like that's where I'm kind of losing people. So just looking at the analytics that way, but I mean, things change. What's going on, buddy? Today we're going to be playing Clannad. Clannad is based off of an anime, and I watched it before, so I know a little bit about the details of the game. A little about the details. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. New game. I'll be doing the voice of the main character, and I'll be letting the... Okay, so one thing I have to point out about this, great place to pause, by the way. When I normally record these, my camera is on my left hand side, and then I flip it to kind of make it look like I'm looking at the screen, just behind the scenes for my editing. Now, when I did episode 1 and 2, which were in the same day, my camera actually used to be right above my monitor, and I thought I didn't have enough desk space, so I kind of just did that, kind of like a webcam. So, but the one thing that bothered me, and it'll happen once it starts playing, so I'll probably pause it again and you know, say that part. Japanese dialogue go by itself. The world is covered in white snow. Yes, it's snow. Even now, it continues to. Oh, thank you, internet. Thank you, internet, for failing me, coating me in its paleness. Okay, so another reason why I was reading it, I was trying to go for like a very dramatic sound for the narration, and what I was pointing out about the camera is notice how my head is kind of like pointing down. So that was one thing I noticed once I was done recording everything, is that because the camera was here and I'm looking down at the screen, I was most looking down instead of like at the camera. So that's why I decided to shift the camera over to my left-hand side, so that way it's not like I'm looking down and you're kind of just seeing from my nose and above. Also, I miss my hair. I missed my hair back then with the magenta, with the purple. I mean, right now I'm kind of going with a little bit of a weirdish blue thing going on, so.
What could I be doing here? Better yet, how long have I been here?
How long have I been here?
My hand is buried in snow.
So I think another reason why I wanted to go with that voice for the narration is because the main character, a lot of these styles of games, they want to give you a sense of a blank slate. You don't know who you are yet in the game, so they kind of want to make you feel like the choices you make are yours, and they don't give you too much background information on your character because it's supposed to actually represent you. So because of that, I don't want to like give it away that the narrator was, you know, a certain character, which, spoiler, if you've watched at least the anime, I don't know how it is for this, but the narration is supposed to be done by the actual main character, and it's like it's of another world. So it's got a little bit of a sci-fi feel to it, where same voice, and later on they talk about like this dark area, and you know there's someone else there, but it's a parallel world, voiced by the same person, and then you know your main character. So I wanted to go with kind of a blank feel to it, which is why I went kind of really like emo. I have like a blank slate to me. I mean, I tried to at least, but I'm also trying to read while I'm narrating. And I wasn't used to being in front of a camera. I mean, people say that I'm a lot more comfortable now, which is why I'm having this conversation right now, and it's not as awkward.
It's holding on to something. I pull it out. It's a scenario. A pure white hand.
That's my little bit of humor I'm trying to add to it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I wasn't alone. I wipe away the snow on her face. Her profile, sleeping peacefully, appears before me. Yes.
I don't know if I should like read over or speak over everything I'm saying, but man,
here in this world,
that like
this,
it's like way too emo,
so
even for my standards. But you can just hear that loudness in the background. At least now I can hear the background noise. Another thing too about Clannad is that I had a different setup. Right now I record with 2 ring lights, and back then I actually had these like portable style like rechargeable lights. Like they were like this big, they're like rectangular, and that's all I had as a light source. So like in some other Let's Play videos that I first started off with, because they had to be recharged, you can see myself, I guess. Like you can see the skin color and everything else that's on me really start to fade over time. So when I would record 1 to 2 hour long videos, you could see the duration from light to dark from my play sessions. So yeah, I look really orange. I don't know if it's because of the lighting or what, but I was in a completely different setup. Like I said, camera 1 spot. I don't know if I even used 2 lights. I think I used 1. If you look closely in my glasses, you can actually see the light right there. Oh, well. But I also had a different microphone too. I need to stop all of this talking through. I'm going to waste up all of my footage just on me speaking to you about my first video.
I hate this town. There's just too many memories here I'd rather forget. So much angst in this voice right now.
Yeah, I'm glad I acknowledged it.
Every day is the same. Go to school, see friends, come home to a place I can't stand. Nothing new ever happens. I wonder if anything will change if I keep living.
So just one other thing I want to point out, because if you heard that little like click in the audio for the game audio, the first time I think I recorded this, I actually messed up. I have this issue a lot of times with OBS where it just doesn't want to record my desktop audio for the randomest reason. So I thought this is my first episode. I've already played like a while into it. So when I did it, I actually went back through. I replayed Clannad. I took that audio clip. So I was trying to play. So while I had it playing on the side, I actually was trying to replicate what was happening on the screen with the clicking. and so that's why sometimes the audio doesn't match up entirely, because it's like out of sync. Actually, I bet you if I play it now, I'm gonna look at my OBS, and if that desktop audio bar does not move, I am effed.
Like this.
Hey, look, it's moving. That's good at least.
I wonder if my life will ever change. There's nature almost everywhere you look around here. I guess today's just another day of trekking through the mountains to get to school. The trip would be so much easier.
Yeah, that's also why, like,
if I could
when you
just
hear me
level
click,
them
it
all.
doesn't match up with what's
if I were
happening.
able to go in a straight line, I'd probably save myself 20 minutes. 20 minutes every day.
God, the reading.
How much
Look,
time
you can see only
would
my
that save
nose
in
and
a year?
above. That's how bad the
I try to
camera
do
angle was
math in my
back
head
then.
as I walk.
Oh, jeez.
I can't figure it out. Don't worry, we're all not all good at math. I don't see any other students from my school around. This is the main street to school too. Normally there are students everywhere. Today isn't a vacation or anything like that either. So I guess that means I'm late. Responsible students don't just stroll into school at this hour of the day after all. Still, I continue walking
I don't know
at a
if
leisurely
it's
pace.
lagging. No, I have
unfazed by
plenty
my
of thing on here. I
realization
think maybe
and the
when it was
deserted scene before me.
was there a problem with the file when I uploaded it? I'm just wondering why it's stuttering so
200
much.
meters left to the school gates. I stand still for a moment.
I mean, enough of it's there.
I exhale.
Jesus
vigilantly
Christ.
While gazing up at the sky. Who put those letters in the sky? I wondered. There stand the school gates, all the way up the ridge. Whose idea was it to put a school on the top of a giant slope anyway?
Oh man,
The hill goes on like a never-ending nightmare.
watching this is the never-ending nightmare for me.
There's another side, but one much smaller and shorter than mine. I look to my right.
Which, I mean, would that technically be my right if I look to the right, or would that be my left?
A girl is standing there, just as still as me. I can tell from the color of the school insignia on her uniform that she's also a third-year student. But she isn't someone familiar to me.
I wonder what I used to record
Short
all this.
hair,
Because
that
like you don't hear
comes
the
to just
loudness,
above her shoulders,
or rather,
flutters in the wind.
you don't hear the background noise happen when I talk. You only hear it when I'm quiet. So it's almost like the audio is like bumped up, but not enough. I don't know. I'm just trying to find. I'm trying to remember what 2017 Kyle did like so differently. I mean, but then again, I don't know if equipment was a factor or what it was, or yeah.
Wind. She seems to be on the verge of tears. As a repeat offender of late arrivals, I'm not bothered one bit. She, on the other hand, seems far more concerned. The idea of getting to class this late must be pretty upsetting to her. She's nodding her head up and down with her eyes closed, as if she's telling herself something. Then she opens them.
Oh man.
She stares up at the school gates.
How far am I into this video? Okay, almost halfway there, right? I haven't been there yet.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, she's not asking me. She's talking to somebody else. Someone in her head, I guess. I wonder how he, or perhaps she, replied.
私はとってもとっても好きです。
Was I don't know.
でも
I'm just thinking stupid things
何
in
も
my head
か
now.
も変わらずにはいられないです。
It's like I wanna make fun and do like say certain shit too, making fun of myself in the game. But at the same time too, I don't want this to drag out any longer than it has to. I'm already like, what, like 13 minutes into a recording, and I'm only in 5 minutes of the actual video?
この場所が好きでいられますか？
Jesus.
私は
Man, my mouse
You
clicks
just
are
have
so
to find
loud.
more. That's
That's
it.
probably why I stopped playing like computer games, because you're gonna hear like massive typing and
The
clicking.
girl looks at me surprised. It's almost as if she thought she was alone this whole time.
Maybe she thought she was.
then you just have to find more things that are fun. More things that make you happy. That's all.
That's all.
That can't be too hard, right?
I mean, you can't be too hard.
The expression on her face. Ah, yes. I remember those days. What it felt like to be naive, simple. That's something we've all experienced.
Jesus.
Come on, let's go. We start to climb the hill. The long, long hill.
It's just too long. It's a long walk without talking to each other.
April 14th.
What was April 14th? What the fuck was that? Oh my
Teacher
god.
calls student's
Was
name.
that me trying to be funny? What was that?
I look to my side where Tsunohara's desk sits empty. His attendance rate is even worse than mine. You see, the two of us are often labeled as the delinquents at school. But that's probably why we get along so well. He's really the only person in class I can have an honest conversation with. Nevertheless, today's classes begin. I spend them looking out the window. The teacher's voices go in one ear and out the other.
Well, that happens when you kind of turn your head this way. It goes in through one ear, so you get it. God, it's such a horrible joke. Why? God, stop talking.
Classes finish, bringing the school day to an end. Tsunohara never did show. In fact, the only person I've spoken to all day is that girl from this morning. It really is just another ordinary day. Since I'm not part of any after-school club, I grab my empty bag, cut through a pack of...
You should just join the Doki Doki Literature Club at this point, because, my god, 4 more minutes. Just 4 more minutes, guys.
jabbering students
Hopefully.
and leave the classroom.
Ugh.
I could go home, but there wouldn't be anyone else there at this hour. Not anyone I'd want to see anyway.
Because my dad's abusive.
I don't have a mother. I was told that she died in a car accident when I was still little. I don't even remember what she looks like. After her passing, my father sank into a deep depression, probably due to the shock of it all. Using alcohol to numb his pain, he wasted away his days gambling. Because of that, a lot of my time as a kid was spent arguing with him, actually. But one day, our relationship took a turn for the worse. He got violent with me.
He beat me in a game of Mortal Kombat and he didn't let me win.
He was an abusive dad. Ever since then, my father stopped showing his emotions. He's also stopped calling me just Tomoya, just instead calling me Tomoya-kun, as if we're nothing more than strangers. And indeed, he's turned into just that at this point, a stranger. It's like he's retreating into some kind of shell.
Maybe he feels
He's trying
embarrassed
to
about what he did to his
sever the
son,
present
so
from
he
the
didn't.
past.
You know, he's trying to like, I don't know the
It'd be
Japanese
better
etiquette
if he
with
just
the names.
pushed me
I just know
away
Kun is
completely.
supposed to be like using it as a
Or
friend,
just keep hitting me.
and using someone's actual name is supposed
At
to be
least
like
then I know where I stand
only
with
when you
him.
do something close with someone.
But no.
Correct me if
Every
I'm
time
wrong.
He sees me back home from school, he brightens up like an old friend is visiting and starts making small talk. It hurts. It hurts so much. I can't stand being home anymore. That's why I stay out so late now.
Yeah, see, like with
If I
like
come
with the
home
tone
when I
that he
go to sleep,
gives about like
I don't have
everything's
to
like,
see him.
you know, everything bad's
That's
happened in his
why I
life.
go to
It's
bed
like
at dawn.
being depressed. That's kind of how the
Then I don't
how
wake
the
up until noon.
person is being portrayed
I've been late
in the
almost
anime
every
at
day
least.
since
Is that
starting
he's
high
just
school.
very, you know,
I've spent
hates
my
the
life
world.
like this for
Everything's
almost
numb to
3 years
him.
now.
There's no joy in his life, and that's when he's supposed to meet
Today's no
all
different
these new
either.
people. Well, not even new people.
I
I think.
home just to
I mean,
change out of
Tsunohara
my
is like
school
his only
uniform,
friend. He meets that new
then
girl
leave again
who
before
you
my
see in the very
father gets
beginning.
back.
Um,
The routine
Then there's
practically
the
feels
twins.
ingrained in me at this point.
then there's
I wander
Tomoyo,
around
the
town
girl
aimlessly
that
until
beats up
nightfall.
Tsunohara, and then there's
No matter
also
what. I always end up at the same place.
Fuko. But we never got to the Fuko episode.
Oh my. I grabbed some takeout from one of the local restaurants. I carry with me as I walk down the massive hill from this morning toward the school dormitory. Our school pays special attention to its clubs.
Two
so
more
a lot of the
minutes.
students come from more
Oh, I guess
rural
one more minute
areas
now.
to enroll. Those students then live here
A lot of
for the
different
next
takes.
3 years.
When reading these
separated
things,
from their
sometimes
parents.
I mess up
These
because
kids are
I'm like,
practically members of a different species,
you know,
compared to someone without
okay.
any academic
Another thing too
dreams
is
like
I was
me.
also trying to go with like
Normally, I
not so
wouldn't
much the
have
Game Grumps
anything to do
formula,
with them.
but go with the
But
formula that
Tsunohara
was like
lives here.
short, simple.
He used to be on the soccer
And
team.
so
and was even
I mean,
accepted to the school because of how good he
the whole
was.
thing is that my camera has a
However,
recording limit.
he lost his spot on the
and
varsity team.
I'm just
as
gonna
a
pause this because we got 30 seconds left. My camera has a recording limit of 30 minutes. That's why usually my episodes are not beyond that point. And so I was trying to get through Clannad with very little, like trying to get as like 10-minute episodes, maybe 12. But I know when I was playing some of these like episodes, it felt like hardly anything happened within 12 episodes. Like what happened in this episode? I was this depressing kid this entire episode. Nothing happened. Met one girl, no choices, nothing. That's why like episode 2 continues with what happened there, and then so I can barely go through 12 minutes of this. How do people watch my videos? Jesus. Just let's just end this. I want it to end.
Freshman after being suspended for getting into a huge fight with a
I
student
don't remember what I
from
was
another
even
school.
trying to make a point
By
about.
the time the following year's squad
I'm just-
was decided, he was already an outcast within the team.
Oh, that's right. I
He
was
had no
talking
choice
about
but
me
to
doing all these cuts. So I was trying to make a short episode, and then because my recording limit is 30 minutes, when I was reading the dialogue, I kept messing up. I'm like, crap, I don't want to do these long episodes. So I'd have to keep re-recording my lines, because I would be like, he had no choice but to leave. Oh, then there was a comma. Shit, I like made it sound like that was like the end of the sentence. So I'd redo the dialogue again, and then I would take the best ones. But the problem with the background of the game is that when you click, the next line of dialogue comes up. So I would just have to keep rereading and redoing the dialogue over and over and over again. So that's why also another times you also hear like the dialogue just like, or the music in the background cut, because I'll be cutting it so it's doing it justice. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Just hurry up and end this.
leave. He doesn't have the money to move though, so he still lives in the dorms where all the jocks are. Alright, well that's going to be it for episode 1 of Clannad. Stay tuned for episode 2 when we get to introduce Tsunohara. Until then, bye buddy.
I remember I used to do this. I mean, I used to do that a lot with my friends, but yeah. So that was my playthrough, my 1 year video, my first video on the channel. I sent that video out to a few friends beforehand just to get like an idea of like, what do you think about this video? And so they gave me their critiques, and I was like, okay, well I've already recorded 2 episodes, so I can't do that. But the first thing everyone kept saying was like, you need to be more energetic. Not being familiar with the camera, like being in front of a camera, you know, I didn't have that for the first 2 episodes. I mean, you know, 7 likes is still pretty good on a video, my first video. But yeah, so yeah, that was the train wreck of my first video. If you have any regrets in your very first video you posted to YouTube, please let me know so I don't feel as bad about myself as I do trying to sit through this, and apologize to all of you who are subscribed who have sat through this exact same video. If you like this video, leave a like down below, comment down below what did you cringe when you watched me play this? Did you cringe when I am making you rewatch this video now? Did you cringe when you watched your very first video, or did you even like your first video? Did you even upload it? I was very hesitant on even uploading this series because I didn't like how it was kind of turning out. But you know, not to be discouraged. Hey, actually, it's funny. I have my video analytics up here. So average duration for this is 52 seconds. Let me just look exactly where 52 seconds is.
How long have I been here?
Yeah, that's a good question to be putting right at 52 seconds. Like, how long have I been here? How long have I been on this video? Why do I keep coming back to this guy to watch videos? Look at how many tags you have, boy. You're tagging way too much. Let's break? What's let's break? I'm just like adding a bunch of tags in there. Like, are there even... No, there's no comments. Great job on the video, buddy. Keep up the good work. Happy 1 year. And comment. Yeah, anyways, like I said before, comment, subscribe, like, do all the things. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for the continuous support that I've gotten from every one of you that are subscribed currently. So until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, buddy.